Welcome back to another week here on the Whiskey Gingers podcast. In case you're new to the program, I'm Brandon. This is Chris, and then Spence. We have a special guest this week, my buddy from my sports podcast, the creator of Fireside Nets, Mr. Spen Harris. Thank you for joining us this week, buddy.
Pleasure to be here, guys. Brandon said, "Hey, you want to come on my whiskey podcast?" And I said, "What else do I got going on?" So now we're here.
Yeah, I mean, we're off tonight, so, I knew you didn't have anything else going on. Fireside was on Monday, so, that's the downside of me knowing your schedule is that I know when I can rope you into side projects.
You were good. I shoved a sandwich in my face about 5 minutes before recording, so I'm pretty tired, but I'm ready to go. I want to, I'm excited to talk to you guys and hear about this Quiet Man whiskey you guys got in front of you.
Yeah, Chris may have had it. I know for sure I haven't. When did you have this, or?
I really can't remember, but it really rings. I don't know. It rings a bell. So for me, I think I've had this, whether I had it here or whether it was something that I had when I was in Ireland. I'm not really sure.
You want to take a shot at the name? It's not the Quiet Man isn't the name. It's the name of the distillery that's just about impossible.
Afir Gwynn.
I think it's an N.
Is it on
Fear? Is it Quinn? Quinn?
It's Giuin.
That's a C. I'm almost positive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just can't read that font apparently.
Well, neither can our audience, so we're fine.
It's definitely an interesting one. Yeah, no, I think I definitely had this one before. It was good. It's a blended Irish whiskey. It's usually going to give you just like a nice sweet profile, and I think it'd be pretty good. So whether I had it or not, I'm sure we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, one of the things they brag about on the back of the bottle is that for 50 years they have stayed true to the barman's code and told no tales. So I can only imagine what federal crimes this whiskey has covered up. But without further ado, we're gonna let Chris work his magic and crack this open to everybody.
Well, I'm doing that. Spence, what are you drinking over there?
I got some Tullamore Dew, your classic Irish whiskey. It's my go-to.
Absolutely.
Quiet Man. So that's the name of the brewery, the distillery you said, Brandon?
So the name of the distillery is impossible to pronounce, but the Quiet Man is the name of the whiskey.
So I guess the thought process is you drink so much whiskey, normally you get pretty loud and boisterous. But with this whiskey, you get silent. You get quiet, man.
That's good.
Yeah, when the feds come knocking and start asking questions, you're like, "Nah, I'm a quiet man."
Fair enough. I'm going to give this a little pop up.
All right.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
So, Brent, do you want to do just a glass?
Okay.
I see you're not messing around over there with the big ice cubes.
No, it's a small glass, so the ice cubes just look bigger. What do you got? You have a giant cube, or what's in there?
Yeah, you were at my apartment. We had whiskey with giant cubes.
Did we? It might have been at night. I don't recall. It might have been after a night out.
If you're gonna go ice, you got to go with the larger cubes because otherwise it's just gonna water it down instantly.
Yeah, we used to have like the boob ice, but we haven't had that in quite a while.
It definitely wouldn't fit in this anyway.
That is true. The boob was too big.
So, well, cheers to you, gentlemen.
Cheers to you.
L'chaim.
Cheers to you. Cheers.
It's actually really nice. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you like it, Brenda. Your face says otherwise.
Well, no, it's all over my face was the problem. Homer?
Sorry, Homer wanted to hear about the whiskey and hear what you guys think.
His face doesn't look like it. He looks horrified. He's like, "Dad, put me down."
Please. I look small, but I am mighty.
Yeah, he has a corgi. Oh, what an adorable freeze frame.
That's awesome.
He put the dog down.
No, bring it back.
Spence, go get Homer again.
There's been a special request.
There's Homer. He just looks so happy to be involved.
He's a potato.
He's a
little potato, chorizo, whatever you guys want to call him. That's what he is. Brandon and Homer. They're buddies.
Yeah, Homer is a terror for about an hour, and then he's the best dog ever. But you have to earn his love because he will attack you ferociously.
It's definitely earned. It's not given. It's earned. That's a good way to put it.
Yes. He was.
Harley's more of attacked you with jumping on you and wanting constant attention.
Yeah, Chris has a like a mid-sized dog that will just laser into your balls every time
without fail.
Yeah, it is like a heat-seeking missile.
So Brandon, what is your take on this?
I do really like it, and I like it so much that previously I've said Jameson is my unimpeachable favorite go-to Irish whiskey. I do wish I could compare like apples to apples right now, JMO to this, because that's how much I actually enjoy it.
No, I think this is way smoother than Jameson. I think Jameson's a great whiskey, but like I said in the past, we just talked about it last week. I think that it's overpriced for what it is. I know you don't fully agree with me on that one, but I think like you could get a cheaper whiskey with a better taste than Jameson.
And this was about the same price point. This was $31. Marked off like $2 whatever at Fine Wine. So I mean, it's a good mid shelf.
I was gonna try to guess the price.
Oh shit! I wish I'd known.
And you just gave it away.
Oh, damn.
Also, I was gonna guess like $50. I mean, it looks like a very fancy, expensive whiskey. I was fooled.
They tend to do that with Irish whiskeys. They
make it look real classy. And for the 9 people that watched last week when I couldn't figure out what the cheap well whiskey of my college years was, it was Bankers Club whiskey. I was looking all over like the state stores because we're in PA and they're a bunch of narcs.
I don't think I would have picked that out of a hat. Like
Bankers Club?
Yeah, I don't think I would have picked that out of a hat just randomly.
It was on the tip of my tongue. You can get like if you can get a handle of whiskey, it's not a great look. And you can get a handle of Bankers for $10.75.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, if you need
cheaper than what we just got last week.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a
now.
lot bigger.
Yeah, that's funny.
If you need to strip paint off of anything, I recommend the $10 bottle of Bankers Club personally.
Yeah. Spence, is Tully just something you keep in the house often? Is one of your go-tos, or?
Yeah, that's a great question, Chris. It is. It try to always keep it in the house. For me, it's the perfect whiskey. It's reasonably priced. I like it better than Jameson, and it just goes down so smooth. If I'm gonna spend a little bit more, I'll buy a little bit of Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Nice.
Then also Redbreast. Redbreast is the one that I like.
Redbreast is great.
Yeah, Redbreast is delicious. As far as college whiskeys go, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. Seagram's, that was a whiskey, right?
Yeah, Seagram's is an ultra cheap Canadian whiskey.
That's what I drank in college.
Goes down hard. Goes down. Yeah. It's great with a mixer, though.
I think I removed it from my memory to basically like forget I ever drank that. And then you guys talking about college whiskeys brought me down a dark path.
I think the Seagram's removed it from your memory, kind of like that pen in Men in Black.
Yeah.
It has the same kind of effect. Oh, what was the Spen, since you're both a man of Jewish faith and a whiskey connoisseur, we had a very limited run Jewish whiskey on here. Do you remember the name of it? Do we still have the bottle? Do you want to grab the bottle? I don't remember if we liked it or not, but I wanted to at least put it on your radar in case it might be something that you like.
Yeah, a little bit of Hebrew booze.
Yeah. No.
Right.
No, that was just a Jewish man that had whiskey.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to say.
That wasn't Jewish whiskey.
No.
That was just a Jewish guy drinking whiskey. I get it, though.
Okay. It was, oh boy, it's called...
I'll tell you what it is if you give it to me.
Yeah, please do. I'm not great with Hebrew pronunciation.
Oh, Kellahat.
It's Kellahat.
Interesting. Was it good?
I don't remember if we liked it or not.
You did not.
Oh, we did not like it.
No, I like this one, Brandon.
I'm assuming it's kosher, right?
Like this whiskey.
It was bottled 29 out of 120.
I guess it was better than the best deal.
It is kosher. This thing goes down really rough. It's like molasses. I don't know if the camera can pick that up.
Can I see that? It's
Oh, you're sideways. Hold on. Pivot.
No, I know. I was trying to get the the whiskey itself.
Yeah, it's like motor
It's
oil.
like motor
It
oil.
seems like Spanish. That's meats like this.
Yeah, it's so if you're feeling dangerous, you can give it a shot. But I didn't like it, and Chris kind of tolerated it.
Listen, the next time I go to shul, I'll pick up a bottle. I'll give it to everybody there, and we'll have a nice, Shabbos lunch.
Lovely. Can't complain about that.
All right, we've done more analysis than usual
So far.
because we had a third expert to bounce off of. But today's topic, we tweeted about a couple days ago, and shout out to our one loyal listener, Mike, for actually answering my question.
He's hyping us up.
Yeah. But
Mike, you legend.
Spence, when you went to college up in the Great Northeast, was there like a citywide special or like a shot in the beer special that bars would do up there?
Yeah, I lived near a local bar called the O's, and I think they had a beer and a cherry pie shot for like $8.
That's really not bad.
That's pretty fair.
It's a big Philly thing, and I've heard of some like South Jersey bars that do it too, where it's called like the citywide special. So you'll get a shot of their well whiskey, and then whatever like the local lager is. So for us, it's either like Reading Premium or Yingling. And I remember when it used to be like $5 flat shot in the beer. So for like, $15-20, you were having yourself like a hell of an evening. And I was in Philly not that long ago, and the shot in the beer special was like $8.50. So we were just trying to find out, like,
That's still not that bad.
it's really not, but
especially for Philly.
you're getting some pretty stepped on whiskey.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you, Spence, is if you're running the bar, what is your shot in the beer special? Like, what's in it, and then how much are you going to charge for it?
Where is the bar I'm running?
For your sake, let's say it's in, I don't know, like your favorite spot in North Jersey.
Let's say it's
It's
in
gonna be
Manhattan.
pricey.
Okay, that's fine. We can do Manhattan if you want to.
All right, so it's in Manhattan. So I'm charging like
$15.
$17. I'm charging $17 for a Guinness and a shot of Bailey's.
This is a gay bar.
What is that supposed to mean? I love Guinness and Bailey's.
A shot of Bailey's.
Bailey's, Jameson, and Guinness. How's that?
There we go.
17.
That's better. That's also just a car bomb.
And by the way, just so
They
it
have
was
to
a
make
gay
it
bar
themselves.
that I was gonna run.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
I was
make a great
genuinely
business,
asking.
and you totally ruined it. So now I don't know. I'm gonna have to run a stupid straight bar or something where
Best-
everyone's allowed.
Best run bars out there.
They honestly are. I mean, and especially if you want if you're having a rough day and you just kind of want to boost, it's not a bad place to go. Have drinks bought for me for once.
I don't think that there was the market for a beer and a shot at the Jersey Shore when I was living there. Like that really didn't happen.
What?
Like there was no, like Brandon's saying, there was specific bars that he would go to where you can get a beer and a shot
We
special.
never had those.
We never had
Yeah.
that. It was too expensive to begin.
Well, it
with.
wouldn't be. It wasn't a Susquehanna.
I mean, like there was definitely bars that had cheaper prices, but
yeah,
it was never really common for you to go in and be like, yeah, let me get like the beer and a shot.
really.
What you said, like the citywide special.
Yeah, it's
that
a
kind of thing didn't exist at the Shore.
that's a huge Philly and like the surrounding like one or two neighborhoods. You could walk in. It's kind of like when we go into a bar, like you don't ask for Yingling. Say, let me get a lager,
I
and
say
it's
lager,
it's like
yeah,
assumed.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. You'd walk into most bars in the city, and you go, hey, let me get the citywide special, and it would typically be a Yingling and either Four Roses or Bankers Club or some kind of basic whiskey, and it was just known. Like you didn't have to ask for, can I get a shot in the beer or whatever. So I always thought that was like a city thing, but apparently that's just a Philly thing.
No, definitely not at the Jersey Shore. I can tell you that much.
Well, that's different. Shore bars, like even getting the beer at a shore bar is kind of weird. Like the shore bar, you're looking at like Corona at the minimum, and you're probably going with some kind of like summery mixed drink.
Yeah, I feel like mixed drinks were definitely more common at the bars at the Shore. I mean, people would buy beers, but it really wasn't worth, like, you didn't get a good bang for your bucks. Nobody really did it. It was typically getting a mixed drink or a shot or something. But even green tea shots were like the Lord's savior at the Shore.
Yeah,
Everybody wanted
yeah.
a green tea shot.
Green tea shots are delicious. What about a Red Bull vodka? I feel like everybody at
Oh,
the
yeah,
Shore,
yeah.
you
That
live
was
on
beer,
that, right?
too.
You got to go all night with it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's always my
I mean,
first
when you're
drink
out
off the
until
bat.
3 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning at these clubs, you got to have the Red Bull vodka.
But you can't
Gentlemen,
hit
let's-
it like into the night.
Let me ask you guys a question. So I gave you my shot and beer. What would your guys' shots and beers be?
Okay, so if I'm running the bar, it would probably, for me, it'd probably be like an Irish bar in South Philly. Like I want it.
Shocker.
I want it packed with like, you know, I don't know, like drywallers and HVAC guys and like just like beer guys. And I would probably go, obviously, you know, Yingling for the beer. And since it's my bar,
Jameson.
yeah, I'd take a bath, but I would do Jameson for the shot, and I'd still keep it to like $6. I'll take the loss.
God forbid a guy with a suit comes into Brandon's bar. He's like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no, take that shit to downtown somewhere. Go to the financial district
here, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna come in, like, you know, take your tie off, or like, don't start talking to me about crypto, or as soon as you mention the stock market, your beer price is doubled.
I'm with you.
I know you got it.
I think it's a genius plan, and I would absolutely agree to only let in, you know, the people you're letting in. Everybody else can kick rocks. Go to the fancy schmancy bar down the street.
Yeah, because they win every other time. Like when you go to clubs and stuff, like they're walking right in. So no, not here. I'm taking a stand.
I think I'm going trashy in the Pine Barrens, okay?
Do they have businesses out there?
No. I would be the only business in the Pine Barrens. And we would sell Keystone Light and Jim Beam.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
now we're thinking outside the box.
Out there in the Pineys would get hammered off Keystone.
They do anyway. They don't need you, man.
That's my point. They'd come there because that's what they drink anyway.
What would you charge for that?
Solid like $5.50, I think. We got to be up to the modern price. It'd probably be back in the day. It'd probably be like $3.50.
But you can still get a.
Chris inspired me. I want to change my answer. I would go a Bud Ice and Everclear.
Wait, should we just go like the cheapest, trashiest thing? What about like Pinnacle Whipped and something else even worse?
No,
Colt 45 and Pinnacle Whipped,
dude.
That actually sounds pretty good.
That's basic. That's almost
like
a sidewalk slammer.
Hangover.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's a public health hazard.
Yeah,
like, you got to notify the sheriff's office if you're gonna sell that.
I definitely have had this, by the way, and it is great.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. If you want to get really weird, I think you got to find some way to do, like, if you want to get people like hurt, you could probably do like a double IPA and then Rumple. If you're just looking to get people as trashed as possible as quickly as possible.
Make people miserable and just serve lukewarm Jaeger.
Oh, dude, have you ever seen some? I've seen somebody ask for like Jaeger neat at a bar. Where do you guys land on that?
No.
Legend.
Legend.
I don't like Jaeger.
I used to love, like, that was one of the first things we drank in high school. I was like a sophomore, junior. It would be like 0 degrees in the middle of December. Someone would be like, you guys want some cold ass Jaeger? So we'd be slugging back Jaeger during the pregame before the big party. And I never got super sick from it, which I think is why I have a fond memory of it in my head.
Because most don't.
It's got to be ice cold, though. It's got to be ice.
It's got, yeah, Brandon. When you said neat, like that person's a serial killer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's right out of that little like Jaeger tap box thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that's ice cold when it comes
out
of that.
Yeah.
Or it should be. If it's not, you're not in the good bar. You don't want to be at that bar if it's not ice cold.
I just looked him dead in the eye. I was like, you're going to be a problem in about a half an hour.
I'm trying to remember. There was a bar. It's funny that you were talking about the beer in a shot before. I totally sold you short about the Shore not having options for that.
Mm-hmm.
We did, but it wasn't Shore bars. It was local, like on the other side of the bridge. There was a bar that I used to go to every now and again. It was called McIntyre's.
Okay.
And it was over the bridge. And they're normal. Like, I wouldn't say it's the normal. They didn't market it as a normal. But a lot of people went in there and they got a Bud Heavy and a shot of Jaeger. And that was like a common thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not, tourist bars aren't going to do it because they don't have to. Like, when I say like bars in South Philly, it wasn't like Barstool Bar or like Ladder or any of these. Like, it was like hole in the wall kind of spots where, you know, just pretty much like locals went, or, you know, if you didn't get into the other spots, you would go there, which is where kind of the crowd I fell into.
It was funny for me because Budweiser was kind of like more of a Jersey beer than Yingling was, obviously. So like
Budweiser's so national.
So I remember, no, I know, but like I feel like everybody that I went to bars with used to order Bud Heavy or Bud Light when I lived in Jersey, and then I moved out to PA, and everybody was all about Yingling, and that's when I tried it, and I'm like, all right, this shit's pretty good too.
It's great. Speaking of which, where is my Yingling?
I mean, this guy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the idea was going to be a shot in the beer episode, but then we just kind of pivoted off of that at the last second.
That was from dinner. It just happens to be lingering around. around.
I would have been mad if we did
beer
shoot
mine,
this.
by the way. I love Yingling. That's a top 3 beer for me. So I give you guys credit. You're in Pennsylvania. You get to drink that a lot more than I do.
It's got the best bang for your buck for flavor, price, like all above.
Yeah, it's delicious.
All the other domestics don't touch it for flavor. And
No.
I think that's 100% true.
And Yingling's never double-crossed me and given me a hangover. Like, Yingling and Miller Lite, I can say, have always been there for me. I can do 10, 11 Yinglings and be fine. 2 rum and cokes, and I need a stretcher.
Well, the thing is, it's the sugar from the Coke that
It
starts to
is.
get you.
It is. And I think that's why, because, like, I never really bought mixed drinks in college because, beer was so cheap. And then I thought I couldn't drink like I used to. And then I realized, no, you just never used to drink soda and, whatever, like all this sugar and liquor. Ow.
I think here's a pretty good segue topic. What's the worst drink you ever remember getting out at a bar?
I don't know. I got to think about that. I don't usually stray too far. Spence, you go off the top of your head?
Top of my head, it's not necessarily a drink that I don't like, but if people make it wrong, it can be disgusting. So like I've had like bad mojitos before where they just tasted like straight ass. That's the only thing I can think of right now. That's a good question. Normally I like what I get, but
finally.
You got one? Let me hear it.
It's really easy to screw up. It's an Irish trash can. I know, like, one of my buddies, shout out to Ryan, made a great one. But if you go to the wrong bar and ask for it, it can really ruin your day because there's no mixers in there. So if you don't proportion the alcohol quite right, you are in for a long evening.
What is it?
Oh, what the hell is in that? I know the only quote unquote mixer is blue curacao, which is obviously still alcoholic. So I mean, I know.
Is it like
Ryan,
a blue Long Island iced tea in Jersey?
A little bit.
It's a variation of an LIT with blue
Yep.
curacao, peach.
There you go. It's a blue LIT.
Yeah. Can of Red Bull. I've never had it with Red Bull.
It looks like
Miller's has a great blue LIT. Blue LITs are sick.
Blue curacao,
there she is.
Triple sec Red Bull.
All right, can you slow that down real quick? Hold on. I'm going to hand our producer the mic here because she has the recipe in front of her.
Let's hear it. I heard like 75% of that.
Yeah.
Vodka, gin, light rum, blue curacao, peach schnapps, triple sec, and an 8-ounce can of Red Bull.
Okay, so the Red Bull can be the mixing one, but that's still like 5 different types of booze that if your bartender gets wrong, you're in a world of pain.
Specifically 6.
6.
Types of booze.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
that. So that would be mine. That's very volatile to get wrong.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair one.
Where do you land?
I don't know. I don't think it was even personally me. But we were out recently. To your point, Spence, usually I get something that I enjoy. And typically I'm either like a beer or like a neat glass of whiskey. So it's hard for me to get something bad out of the bar. And even if I do get something out, it's like a whiskey ginger ale. So like I can't really mess that up either.
Yeah.
I don't experiment too much with like the crazy drinks. But we were out with somebody recently and they got a dark and stormy and it did not taste how it was supposed to taste at all. It was one of like, to your point, it was just a bad drink. It wasn't that the drink itself is flawed. It's just the way they made it was not good. And that was kind of like my go-to there. I just figured you guys might have more entertaining stories than me. That's why I brought it up. I knew mine wasn't entertaining. I just thought yours guys.
I mean, let's be real about the bad drink. Usually, it's because there's too much of an alcohol in the drink, so you're not getting the overall drink, which isn't essentially a loss. Because if you're trying to get a little bit of a buzz, okay, maybe the drink's bad, but you're still gonna, get the same result, maybe a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but you got to be able to get it down. Like I think mentally, if something tastes bad, that's going to make that like alcohol sickness kind of come on a lot quicker. Like if you don't enjoy what you're drinking, then your brain starts telling you, hey, something's wrong. And then
I just close my eyes and suck,
Bro, are we talking about liquor still or your Saturday evenings?
I said I'm opening a gay bar. What do you want from me?
That could be the name.
It's at that point. Close your eyes and suck.
Yeah.
I think that everybody's been at that point in the night where you like take that shot that's just one too many out of the bar, and everything starts tasting like salt real quick.
Yeah, and at that point that you have mere minutes to exit that establishment.
There's a comedian, I don't even remember who it was, but it's the funniest thing that I heard. It was a popular comedian. He was talking about how funny it is when women are like almost gonna throw up when they're out versus guys. Like the minute that a guy kind of like dry heaves, the night's over.
Yeah.
Get me home right now. We're going home right now. Women, when they dry heave, it's like they just continue as if nothing's happening. Like they'll just go on with their business and, like giggling with their friends. They're like half almost throwing up on their friends at the exact same time, but they're still kind of like having fun. I don't know how this goes on. Maybe their like reaction to getting that drunk is different than men. Like maybe when men are that drunk and showing it, they're like ready to hit the floor. That's where women maybe are more playful with it in the beginning. I don't know.
It's like, oh, it's going to be fine, and then it isn't. Whereas,
but I think this is true. Like I've definitely seen women out where it's like you are going to be on the floor in 5 seconds, and then hours later, and they're still doing the exact same thing. As we're like, if my buddy was like dry heaving, he's going out to the street because that's it.
You are ignoring the possibility, and I think we need to put this on the table, that you just didn't happen to see the puke and rally.
That's fair. That is fair.
Because I've seen it happen where I've been in like a small dive bar and you see somebody go in, come out, and just look like their life is over. And they're like, oh my God, guys, we're back. I know what happened, but the rest of the bar does not.
You both keep looking at me like.
Well, you're.
Like
that's not. I don't think that's not Harley, is it?
Harley.
No,
it is.
Okay.
Girl.
But yeah, I mean.
Why are you both looking at me while you're talking about puking and rallying?
I don't know. I mean, you were shooting eyes over this way. What?
Emily's a puke and rally.
She is. We've been in very crowded establishments.
I'm the second I start to even feel an inkling of being sick, I'm done drinking and my night's over. I'm ready to go home.
I think that's the way to be. Like, I think as a whole, I mean, everybody on screen and off screen right now.
I'm a responsible adult.
We've all passed the point where you can puke in public. Like,
I do the opposite.
Agree on that?
I do the opposite of what she said.
Really? You just
said,
push it down and keep going?
Oh, I just keep going. And then eventually it comes up.
Well, usually there's like, I think there's 2 types of people, right? We're going to break it down in this. There's people that start their night out drinking really hard, right? And then they get to a point and then they taper off and then eventually slow down.
Yes.
And then there's people that literally just ramp up for the entire night until it's way too late. And then they either stop or they stop and then start again. And it just like is a vicious cycle.
We know somebody like that. They just did it last weekend.
The key is to hit that cruising altitude and then, unbuckle your seatbelts and you have the flight attendants come around and give you a drink and just enjoy your flight.
Which type of drinkers are you guys?
I tend to hit my cruising altitude and plateau.
Okay.
I'd like to say that in my recent years, I'd like to say that's my hope that I'm more on that. But when I was younger, I had a bad habit of just going full send. So that
but you know what I've noticed? You know what I've noticed? The guys who go full send are always fine, right? Because once you hit that altitude, like you're cruising, you're on the plane, and it might be a 6-hour flight, but you're chilling. It's the guys like me, Chris and Brandon, who, I ramp up pretty darn hard. I always start with liquor. You go a few, whiskeys on ice. Then you switch to beer. You're on beer number 5. Your buddy offers you a few tequila shots. You're on tequila shot number 6. All of a sudden, you're yakking on the bus back to the hotel from the wedding. So, it's hard for me to get to that cruising altitude and chill because I just ramp up.
Was this yours?
What? I never said me. I said that happened to someone I know.
I didn't know I don't know. You're a somewhat recently married guy. I didn't know if that was a tale from your wedding.
So what if some kids from high school had to carry this kid back up to his room, make sure he was okay? So what if that happened?
I heard you guys started your night at Close Your Eyes and Suck.
Yeah, that's where the bachelor party was.
That's where it all went down.
That's where he wanted to go. He just got too drunk. Did I say he was a he? Let's drop the story.
Let's cycle back. It's getting too real too fast.
They call Tullamore Dew truth serum for a reason.
Yeah. No kidding. That's awesome.
Let's say you went to a bar and they said we're fresh out of whiskey and we're also out of beer.
I'm walking out.
It's a terrible bar. They lock the door behind you. What are you doing to get drunk in that establishment?
I don't mind gin or rum drinks. I'm okay with those spirits. The one and tequila, by the way, I can do good tequila. My buddy in Vegas. What's the popular one that everybody loves? It's a little bit more. It's not super pricey, but it's like, come on, name some.
Like
Henny?
Name some
1800 or
tequilas.
something.
Oh,
Not one of
tequilas.
those.
Patron, Casamigos.
Yes, bingo.
Yeah.
So when I was in Vegas, that's all my buddy drinks. He literally just drinks Casamigos on ice. So I have a love for tequila. Rum and gin are okay. The one spirit I do not do anymore, I don't do vodka.
Me either.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm Russian. Vodka makes me an angry mental patient. Like,
That's
legitimately.
Putin's
Like,
actions lately.
there were only 2 times in my life where my parents were like legitimately like they wanted me to just die. And both times I think I was vodka drunk. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then like to this day, my mom's like, just make sure you're not drinking hard liquor tonight. And I'm like, Ma, it's only
Does your
whiskey.
mom know there's all kinds of liquor as hard liquor, not just vodka?
Nah, she didn't really get it.
Apparently
To
Yeah, she
her, I
didn't get
guess.
it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
kind
to
of with
like
you. I'm over
Yeah.
vodka as well. I also don't like
Yeah.
gin. Gin just feels like I'm blowing a Christmas tree.
yeah,
Depends
that's
on
fair.
the
I
gin
think
that you
that's fair.
have, though. I mean, I think again, like this is going to be a common trend here, but I like to mix ginger ale with a lot of things,
Not
and I
gin.
feel like gin and ginger actually is really good, and nobody ever orders it. You order that at a bar, and people are like, "What do you want?"
Just because it's in the name doesn't mean you have to get it.
But honestly, it's good. It really tastes good. Especially like I'm a big fan of Blue Sapphire gin. I know it's kind of like gimmicky in the sense that it's like a trendy gin, but I think Blue Sapphire is great gin. That with ginger ale is great drink.
I kind of want to try that now. That sounds pretty good.
It's not bad at all. I think Blue Sapphire is honestly a great gin in general. What's really funny is you were talking about vodka. My first mixed drink ever was a Screwdriver. It was my first mixed drink ever. It was orange juice and vodka. First drink.
That's a hell of a way to start.
Yeah.
What, Spence? What was yours? What was your first drink?
It was Jack Daniels.
Really came out of the gates hot. I think mine was an
had
Orange Crush.
Orange Crush. I had never drank before. My friend was having a party and there was alcohol, and a kid older than me gave me a bottle of Jack Daniels, and he said, "Take a few swigs." And he gave me a Pepsi can, and that was my first drink ever.
Nice. Do you guys remember the days of the Jungle Juice when you went to
Ooh.
parties, house parties?
It's crazy.
Apparently they're doing that now, but it's like a personal thing.
Oh yeah, the Borgs.
You bored.
Blackout Rage
yeah,
Gallon.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
It's so what you do is I missed it in college, but I've seen it on TikTok because I'm hip.
We're all too old for this.
You take a gallon water jug, you dump half of it out, you fill the rest with vodka. So it's half a gallon of water, half a gallon of vodka,
Okay.
and then you get those Mio pods, or like like the Crystal Light iced tea or what have you, and just dump a shit ton of those in, and it tastes like fruit punch or iced tea.
I'm sure it does.
But it's about a half a handle of vodka per person.
And how much Rufalin did I put in?
Yeah.
It's bartender's choice.
Depends on the market.
Yeah. Well, that's actually why it came out, kind of, because there were so many people getting roofied off of Jungle Juice that, at least with a Borg, like, you make it yourself, so you can. I mean, unless you want to roofie yourself, less people are getting roofied.
I don't understand. Why can't you just make your own Jungle Juice?
You could.
It's the same thing. You basically are.
Right. I'm just not understanding the difference between one having roofies in it and the other not.
The roofie is the difference.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Have any of you guys been roofied before? That's a loaded question, I know.
No, you're good. I think so me and my buddy visited our friends at URI in college, and they had Jungle Juice at a fraternity party. And we had like 2 to 3 cups, like barely any. And we both did not remember the night. So there was
Got roofied.
Yeah. That's what. But like again, we never wanted to ask the kids about it because I feel like we would have been kind of upset. So we kind of said, forget it. We were just drunk.
And if we're being completely 100% honest, and Spence, we've done this podcast together for almost 3 years now. Love you like a brother. It probably wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know that. I could have locked eyes with someone at the party, and they had like a Jeff Dahmer situation, and I was the target.
He just winked just right at them.
If I was a gambling man, I'd say it might have been for like the tall brunette over like 2 people to the right of you.
Well, yeah, it's also
You
a
got caught in the
fraternity party,
crossfire.
so the women aren't spiking the drinks, Brandon.
I didn't say she spiked it.
Well, but
I said
like
the guy who spiked it wasn't hoping to catch Spence.
I guess
You
so.
don't know
Yeah, I'm not like offended by that. I'm okay with that. I'm kind of happy that I wasn't targeted.
What if it was a big plot twist and it was your buddy the whole time, and then he just like played it off as in he didn't know about it either?
He always wanted a shot at him. Just couldn't find a reason why.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh,
We
dude, I didn't realize how drunk I was that night.
Yeah.
Why didn't we
were
wind up
fighting.
in the same bed together, dude?"
How did we wind up at Close Your Eyes and Suck?
We were
Somebody needs
arguing
to
a lot on that
capitalize
trip,
on
so
this.
it makes sense. It could have been him.
Patented, trademarked. Can't capitalize on it. We own that.
Yeah, can we like patent that name for that
Yes.
bar, please?
We'll close this out on our Shark Tank greatest idea ever because we are at about 35 minutes now. Spence, dude, thank you so much for coming on. I will see you tomorrow on our podcast, 2 hours, no traffic, all things Philadelphia and New York sports. But where else can people find you?
You can find me at Spenny and the Nets on Twitter. You can find me at Spen Harris on Instagram. You can find me wherever. I'm on TikTok too. I do a lot of sandwich videos. If you're
Spenny
interested
sandwiches.
if you're interested in knowing what that is, check it out on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's where Spence sensually eats sandwiches in front of the camera.
That's amazing. Well, thanks again.
Also-
Spence. It's been a pleasure, man.
One final thing, Mike, don't steal any of our ideas tonight, okay?
Because it's just him listening.
Hey, Mike's got a little bit of a social media presence himself, so we'll have to do a whole collab with all four of us,
Yeah.
and that
Yes.
would be that'd be the winner.
Yes.
I'm messing with you,
coming to
Mike.
you soon.
You know we love you.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks again,
everybody.
Spence.
This is another week of the Whiskey Gingers podcast in the books. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Cheers.